on there?
Oh, me and Marcus just switched numbers today.
Any reason why?
See if the coaches would notice, see if they knew us yet.
Did they notice?
Yeah, they did.
I thought he looked a little taller when I was taking earlier.
So that was just fun and games.
This morning we got dressed. I think I grabbed his jersey on accident, so I was like, might as well put it on. He was like, all right, we can switch.
Well, Juwan, you guys talked last week about the coaches, the directions they gave you guys for taking care of yourself a little bit on spring break and not going crazy. How was it today? Could you tell the guys it sort of worked out? And
yeah, I was surprised. I was surprised myself too. I mean, I just stayed here. I didn't go home. I stayed here, relaxed, worked out a couple of days. But a lot of guys, the tempo wasn't that bad. I thought it was gonna be rough coming off a week of doing nothing really. So I feel like everybody did a pretty good job of a break.
Did y'all put in some more stuff today, or was it just kind of catch up, or kind of get back to where you were?
We didn't really add anything. We just basically did what we've been doing, and we added a couple new drills, stuff like that, but nothing plays.
There's a lot of y'all that got a little bit more experience now. Did you expect this team to kind of handle spring break the right way and come back and kind of handle things more like a business, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know what to expect because this is our first time since I've been here where we had spring practice and spring break in the middle. So I feel like it went well. I feel like everybody stayed out of trouble, stuff like that, and everybody came back today with a great mindset.
Who won practice today?
I don't know by numbers, but I feel like we won personally because we killed them at the beginning of practice. Then at the end, they got us a little bit. I think we won.
It's good for y'all to get some confidence going because there's up front y'all have all this experience, but at quarterback and running back, receivers, I guess in some spots there's not a ton of experience. So to go out there and beat up the defense some days, does that make y'all feel pretty good?
Any day you win feels good. Any day we can beat the defense, and it is nice to see that they're competing too as well. Like it's not one side just beating each other every day. We just all competing, and that's what's gonna make us all better.
Did they have you working at any different positions?
No, I was just kidding. Yeah, I was April Fool.
Okay.
What do you think about? I guess Matt Crowder was running a little bit with the ones today. What kind of? We keep hearing about him in spring. What's he doing that's getting him some attention?
I mean, ever since Mac's been here, he came early, did the bowl practices, what I remember, and I knew he was gonna be a good player. I mean, Mac works hard every day, and he wanted to get a chance to play with us. And I feel like he does a good job, playing with the ones. He did a good job today, and in the past when he has gone with us.
It's probably not the easiest thing for a guy to do, is it? Because you look across the front, and y'all have all been here for like 9 years now up front. The starters have, and it seems like it's got to be tough for a guy to go out there and earn it.
Yeah, I mean, when I talked to him last week when they said he was going to start getting some one reps. I was just telling him, he was like, it's going to make him play better. He felt like he would be more comfortable playing with us, and he said it'll raise his level. So I feel like that helps.
You're starting to get more, I guess, confidence from the receivers, some of the new backs, the quarterbacks. As y'all are going into spring, it's progressing, do you see those guys kind of coming into their own a little bit with this opportunity?
I saw a lot out of Jason Kroom today, that I liked. He's been doing good. Paul, they had him wearing that other jersey, that ugly jersey. He bounced back today. And I feel like, all of them, they work hard every day. They might mess up, but you can tell they're coming every day with a new approach to try to get better.
Juwan, when do you think they'll start kind of shrinking down reps and how many different people are getting different things and getting more towards a depth chart?
I honestly don't see them doing that right now. I feel like everybody, they're still trying to play. They're just still trying to find the playmakers. They're still trying to find anybody. I feel like they like to rotate a lot of guys in, to play. And I mean, if we got a bunch of good players, we might as well let them play.
People have talked a lot about you kind of talking a little bit more these days and more, just kind of emerging into that role. And you think AJ's doing that for the other side of the ball too? It seems like AJ's talking.
Definitely.
It seems like the two of you are probably talking more than
more than usual
last year.
Yeah, I definitely feel like AJ has stepped up a lot. To be the voice of the defense. You can hear him on the field. Whether it's at practice in the weight room, just out here in normal. AJ has taken charge of the defense, and myself, I'm trying to make sure we don't lack that leadership position, because I've seen when I've been here when, how that can go bad. And, I feel like this is, our last season. We try to, if some guys are going the wrong way or steering the wrong way, I feel like I've seen a lot to where I can correct them and, everybody respect it.
Juwan, is that something, how did you reach that decision? Is that something you kind of talk to yourself about last year? Like, next year's going to be my time. I'm going to have to.
I just don't.
Who's your role model after?
Really, no. Herm was a big guy last year who did it, and I just, don't want to see. I've seen a lot, these past 3 years, and I felt like, at times back then, you know, I wanted to say something or I wanted to change something, but I feel like I didn't have the, you know, say so or the authority and stuff like that. But I feel like, you know, I don't want to regret anything, you know, so I just want to go out here, you know, give it my all and then, you know, try to bring everybody along with me.
And was part of your